facing off against a deck that, this is actually pretty interesting. This is a blue-white control deck. He has the Venser Stonehorn Dignitary package. This is something that I was, talking about on Building on a Budget a couple weeks ago. I said that the format was extremely soft to Venser Stonehorn Dignitary.
Yeah.
I still believe that to be true. But his deck is a little less all-in on that. He has a huge control package, and his endgame is brutal. So
more on that in just a sec. We have Island Go to Island Delver, and then Ponder before the Venser deck plays a land on the left side. But continue.
Yeah, so, his deck has a lot of things that help him make the game go along. He has Day of Judgment, Terminus, Temporal Mastery, Oblivion Ring, Tumble Magnet, Pristine Talisman. And then on the top end, he has Blue Sun Zenith, Spine of Ishsa, Tezzeret's Gambit, and Batterskull.
And a Phyrexia's Core in the mana base to make sure that he can get rid of his spine.
Yeah, so he could he could make the spine go very deep. All right, Pristine Talisman coming down for Kurt.
And his Planeswalker package is real nice.
Yeah.
3 Venser, 2 Tomeo, 1 Gideon. And then a Karn and a Consecrated Sphinx in the sideboard, along with 2 Jace Memory Adepts.
Brendan continuing developing his board with a Geist of Saint Traft, but Kurt is going to make him skip his next combat step with a Stonehorn Dignitary. Brendan still not flipping this Delver of Secrets.
Not that it much matters this turn, but
yeah, leaving open a good amount of mana.
Yeah.
Let's see if Kurt decides to go for a Venser this turn, or if he's going to wait for Brendan to tap out a little bit. Another Stonehorn Dignitary, perhaps.
He does play 4.
Yep. And another Stonehorn Dignitary. If Brendan finds the Mana Leak, perhaps he should have played the Venser that turn.
Yeah, I kind of like jamming a Venser as early as possible.
Yeah, because if he doesn't have the counter magic, you kind of...
You pretty much have him dead on the spot.
Yeah. Now, something I like here that Kurt can do is Kurt can pass the turn and Restoration Angel during his opponent's upkeep. Okay, and
what does that do?
The Restoration Angel will blank the Stonehorn Dignitary, making his opponent skip the combat step, and if your opponent mana leaks then next turn he'll be able to pay for it.
Yeah.
And he'll also be able to
get the mana leak out
of his opponent's hand on his opponent's turn, as opposed to...
wouldn't you rather, if you're baiting, wouldn't you just want to play your Restoration Angel in your pre-combat main?
Yeah, so here, Brendan making a play that is seemingly very powerful, sort of War and Peace onto a Geist of Saint Traft and then attack. He actually just lost the game.
Yeah, he tapped out of Mana Leak mana, and he's going to get Venser Stonehorned.
Locked.
Yeah. And
I believe he has a Dismember in hand, so he can break the lock, but Kurt has a Restoration Angel, so he can just recreate the lock.
The Restoration Angel as backup is a big deal.
Yep. Yeah, and Kurt is going to be able to ultimate this Venser in the not too distant future.
I don't even know if you want to ultimate it right away. Just lock him out of the game.
Oh yeah, especially with the Restoration Angel backup. This is an odd timing on that Dismember.
It's his first opportunity, but it's definitely not the correct opportunity. He could have waited until until Kurt targeted the Stonehorn with the Venser.
Oh, never mind. That's actually quite good. He was able to do it all at once while his opponent was tapped out with a Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah.
So it's actually very good for him. But this does give Kurt the opportunity to get a Gideon and plus it. But I'm
he
not
has
really sure
Gideon
how good
and
that is.
Tomeo, which is very good.
Yeah, so something he could do here is Venser is permanent, right?
Yes.
So he can
Venser his Oblivion Ring?
Yeah, he could do that. He can Venser the Oblivion Ring. He can play Planeswalker, use a minus ability, or play Gideon plus it, and then use the plus ability. Then the next turn, get an opportunity to. So
he's blinking his Oblivion Ring. It comes back, it gets the sword. As expected. The issue is that his Gideon's going to die. A pretty horrible 9-point death to the incoming squad of Geist, Snapcaster, Delver, Angel.
I'm actually somewhat surprised that he chose to do that instead of just cast a Batterskull. It looks like that's in his hand, doesn't it?
He has Tameo, I know that. Didn't see I know he has Tameo Restoration Angel. I didn't see if Batterskull is the last card. It looks like the back card. Yeah, I don't like playing your Gideon into a dead on board situation.
Yeah, especially like the Gideon would be pretty good now because he can minus it, then...
Oh,
that's really good.
It's not as good as you might want it to be.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good. He doesn't have a land in hand?
No. Because, if he had a 5th mana source beyond those two, then he could play Tameo plus it, and then get another turn. Can he ultimate Venser, though?
I believe... what's Venser's ultimate? 7, right? Eight.
Yeah, 8.
Okay, so he will be able to ultimate Venser next
3
turn.
ticks up.
And ultimating a Venser is pretty insane, so...
So he tapped it... he's gaining an extra life from Pristine Talisman.
Yeah. And he's also going to have 5 mana here because he removed the Pristine Talisman now.
Right, but it comes back at his end of turn.
Yeah. So he could have Restoration Angel this turn. I'm actually somewhat surprised he didn't do that.
Yeah.
Maybe, I guess just the extra spell might be worth it because it's about a Venser ult.
Well, he could Venser ult and then Restoration Angel his Venser.
No, Restoration Angel is only
creature. Sorry. Venser is permanent, Restoration Angel is creature.
Yeah.
My mistake. So he ultimates Venser, and now he gets to just start eating his opponent's board.
Yep. And it's pretty hard to beat a Venser ultimate. But
if there's a creature that's up to the task, it's Geist of St. Traft.
It's true.
And Brendan's board isn't necessarily that susceptible to a Venser emblem. I mean,
true.
The only card that really matters is Geist.
And the Venser emblem. Kurt getting another one. And it's Tameo. And he's going to exile that Delver of Secrets, and that's going to get mana leaked. Passing the turn. Venser's going to die, but leaves around an ultimate.
Yeah. So Kurt gonna take 6.
Mm-hmm.
Venser gonna die.
And
nope, Venser not gonna die.
Oh wow, the Venser gets to live.
Just
That's
all
a
8 at
special
Kurt.
treat. Yeah, for Kurt. Now Kurt will be able to pay for the mana leak when he attempts to cast his Batterskull, and that's going to remove
a Snapcaster Mage, very likely. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what one would expect.
So he gains 1 from the Pristine Talisman, putting him, I believe, on 10.
Mm-hmm.
Blinking the Pristine Talisman, going to his end step.
And that actually gives him Restoration Angel.
Right.
Yeah.
Vapor
Going up to
Snag,
9.
putting him back at 9.
Yeah. But he will go back to 10 from the Pristine Talisman, and a Restoration Angel will also get flashed in.
Yeah. It's going to get mana leaked, though, but he's going to...
Yeah, so he's going to remove the
What's
angel
that
from the
do?
game, probably.
Well, no, it's not an angel.
Well, with the Venser emblem.
Oh, sure,
he's going to
sure.
remove the angel.
Oh, very, very tight play.
Yep. And then blocks the Geist.
Doesn't he have Mana Leak in hand?
You already used the Mana Leak.
Or Snapcaster for Mana Leak. Or Snapcaster for Snag My Delver?
Snag his Geist.
Snag My Geist, rather, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, one of the issues is if he snags Restoration Angel, then Restoration Angel can just get to use the Venser
Yeah, but
emblem more.
why wouldn't you just Snapcaster Mana Leak?
Yeah, that's just way better, I think.
Yeah. Snapcaster Mana Leak seems like the really, really quick play there.
Here, though, Kurt can just suit the Restoration Angel up with a Batterskull,
Yeah.
right?
Don't like how Brendan played that turn.
Yeah.
And I think that's actually like a decisively poor line.
Yeah. Now, Restoration Angel going to come in for
Yeah, this game is basically out of reach now that
7.
Brendan doesn't have
And he blinks the
Snapcaster
Batterskull,
Snag.
gets himself a
Fresh Germ.
Fresh Germ token.
Yeah. Kurt is just running away with this. He gained 7 life on that attack.
Yeah, and gain a life from the Pristine Talisman again.
Yeah, so he's up to like 17.
Yeah, this is just not looking good for Brendan over here.
Yeah. Brendan had a Geist in a seat, but now not so much of a
Not so
hold
much of a
on this
chance
game.
for him. Another Delver Secrets for Brendan. And Restoration Angel, it's a card that I feel like people still are not playing around at all.
I agree. Restoration Angel, my Snapcaster. I like it.
Yeah, now, yeah, that was a Terminus. I'm surprised he didn't Miracle that.
I mean, he's just super ahead on board, right?
Yeah, but I mean, then you just have,
I guess you can, like, Venser your Batterskull and that's Game Boys.
yeah, like,
Yeah. You're sure that was a Terminus?
yeah,
Weird. Had the Miracle border and everything.
yeah.
Huh. Well, yep. You are correct. That is accurate. Maybe he just really wants 2 Venser emblems, man. No, he wants to cast it? Ah, he wants to save his angel. That's adorable.
Yep, and you could get Mana Leaked here, but probably not the end of the world even if he does.
What did he remove?
The Angel, so that he still
Well,
has the
no, with his emblem.
Oh, land.
Yeah, Moreland Haunt there. Restoration
I would have gone
Angel.
for White Sources.
Yeah, at that point,
None of his guys are in his graveyard. The Moreland Haunts are completely useless.
yeah, that's fair. Just want to cut him off of another Geist. But, I mean, you aren't going to be able to do that in time. Doesn't really matter. Has complete control.
Ren decides to concede. And
So the Sword of War and Peace turn was part of how Brendan lost. The other half of it was the decision to, when the Restoration Angel turn, where he Snapcaster snagged his Geist, as opposed to Snapcaster Mana Leaked the Restoration Angel.
I mean, Kurt played that game really well.
I agree.
The one thing I did not like was the Gideon.
Yeah, the Gideon was... I mean, it bought a turn. I'm not sure if that matters. So, what is it? Brendan has a few things to bring in here. He has a Dissipate, a Consecrated Sphinx, a Divine Offering, a Revoke Existence, a Batterskull of his own, and an Oblivion Ring. So he could go with the Get Bigger plan.
Meanwhile, Kurt, on the other side of the table, has 3 Channeler Reinforcements and an Oblivion Ring that he's likely bringing in.
Yeah. That's about it. You don't want any negates?
I don't think so.
I guess what you care about is Geist.
Yeah, like Timely Reinforcement seems to be the best card against Delver for his deck.
Yeah. And like, if they tap 5 mana on their main phase for Sword Equip attack, then you should be able to lock them.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons why Delver has done so well is because of how poorly people sideboard against it.
Yeah.
People sideboard against you like you're a control deck all the time.
That's fair.
They actually make their matchup worse against you than it was in the first game. Now, if we were doing it by percentages, would you say that Kurt is 300% of Brendan as far as size goes?
Human in terms of size,
is he 300%?
I'd go like 225, 250. Brendan definitely looks to fit the small child description, right?
Yeah. Now, like dogs, Magic players will play with each other regardless of size.
Yeah.
Not like, you can see a Chihuahua playing with an Irish Wolfhound. They have no problem doing that.
Yeah.
Just like Magic players, you can have a 6-year-old playing against like some like 7-foot tall.
Did you see the picture of Finkel and the like 12 or 13-year-old kid? It was at a GP. They were sitting right next to each other. It was an awesome picture.
No, I didn't. John's pretty tall though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like the coverage doesn't convey it that well because he just looks like a human, but he's got to be like 6'4", 6'5".
He was very tall.
Tall dude.
Larger than life in many ways.
Yeah. A lot of really good Magic players are really tall. Have you ever noticed that?
I mean, that's how you predict presidential elections, right? You just pick the tall one every single time. I'm not even kidding. I wish I were kidding, I'm not. The reason the tall candidate wins so much. The only reason that Kerry had a shot against Bush is because he was tall.
Fun fact. I didn't know that. Makes sense though.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty tall guy, so I understand,
You're going to be president in a couple decades. That's how the world works. You're good at magic. You're going to win at politics. It's fine. Tall guys have it easy.
John should be president. Would you vote for John? I would.
Is he U.S. born? I thought he was born in England.
Was he?
That is my impression. I could be wrong.
I thought he moved to England in high school.
Oh. Well, in that
He's from
case,
New Jersey,
yeah,
isn't he?
We can definitely Wikipedia him.
Yeah, let's Wikipedia. Let's find out if John can run for president. That's right. Finkel 2020.
Yes, Brockport, New York.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, I'd vote for that guy.
Man, he'd have the Magic vote locked up.
All 3 registered voters of us.
I mean, there'd be like a mad rush to get registered, right? Everybody would want to vote for John Finkel.
No one would know where their polling location is. Let's get real.
I think they would find out. It's John Finkel.
Yeah. Go door to door. Hi, I'm here getting out the vote for the smartest man ever.
Yeah.
John Finkel, a personal hero of mine. The election is November 4th on Tuesday. I hope that you show up to vote.
Super genius. I mean, then he could be like the 3rd Repto Sabian who is president. Yeah, so some people on Twitter are asking if we can get a deck tech on a fog deck that's doing decently well. I saw him playing earlier. Remember, we saw the Mist and the Rites of Flourishing and the... I wonder if Stonehorn Dignitary makes an appearance there.
Yeah, he's gotta.
Yeah, the thing about a fog deck is I feel like the deck that Kurt has built here
is just better.
Is a fog deck, but it's like really good. It's like a better fog deck. Temporal Mastery is like the best fog in the format, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, Temporal Mastery is just the best Explorer.
It's just really good.
Yeah.
Especially if you Miracle it.
It's also... This is a very cool blue deck that doesn't play Snapcaster Mage. It's actually pretty notable for not playing Snapcaster Mage. And I don't think it's correct to play Snapcaster in a deck where, beyond Ponder, you aren't flashing anything back that costs any less than 4.
Yeah.
Like, you are a permanent and planeswalkers kind of deck.
And wrath effects.
Yeah. Super friends, if you will.
Yeah.
So Brendan on the mull to 5 here
Yeah. So
is going to need some help
Thought Scour
in order to get the ball rolling.
And the sword is like one of the
Thought
worst
Scours
things you can draw when you're in that
and
spot.
misses after flipping 2 lands. Lewis Laskin over here doing a dance about his 5-0 record.
6-0.
6-0 record. Yeah.
All right, so Kurt tapping out, casting Pristine Talisman, and gaining a life here.
Ambush Viper coming in at the end of his turn.
Yep, Kurt dropping down a 19 from this attack. The 2 damage a turn from Snapcaster Mage is significantly less impressive.
Yeah, I think you just have to jam Sword here, right? How do you not jam Sword there?
I don't know. I would.
Like, you are not winning this game as it goes longer. Well,
gets to dissipate a Stone Herniatari.
Yeah.
But is that really that good?
I don't know. Time will tell.
All right, so Snapcaster Mage.
He's effectively attacking for 1 a turn.
Yeah.
He's clearly sitting on counter magic, whatever his hand is.
6 for Kurt, and a Consecrated Sphinx. How's this?
Another Dissipate. A Snapcaster for a Vapor Snag. Okay. If he peels land here, then he's actually in great shape.
Yeah. And that's the thing about Delvers. You can mulligan a 5 and win games pretty easily a lot of the time. So he gets the Gitaxian Probe here. We're going to get to see Kurt's hand. Pretty cool.
2 5-mana Planeswalkers, a 6-drop, DOJ, O-Ring, Sphinx. That sword is going to get O-Ringed. Or the Snapcasters are going to get Wrathed. Regardless, there's no 5th land forthcoming. So this could get ugly real fast.
Yeah. This could definitely be a problem for Brennan really fast. I don't think Brennan has any more counter magic at this point.
I mean, he's going to need exactly Dissipate to counter this Day of Judgment.
Yep. And not working out for him. No white mana for Brennan either. And I guess he's going to go for a Consecrated Sphinx again. Seems reasonable enough.
He's just got a bunch of threats. Start jamming them in there.
Yep.
Shuffles off of Ponder. And he's just going to bury Brendan in card advantage from this Consecrated Sphinx.
Well, I think Brennan has a Phantasmal Image, so that actually favors Brennan because he mulliganed and
I mean, Kurt can just opt not to Consecrated Sphinx. But as...
That's true.
The way that Consecrated Sphinx v Consecrated Sphinx works out is basically...
One person chooses to stop.
Right.
Yeah, but before choosing to stop, Brennan's going to get a full grip of cards.
I mean, he can get 2. Kurt can just let him have 2. But if Kurt ever redraws, would you like to draw some cards? No.
No. I like not letting him draw cards.
Yeah.
And Oblivion Ring?
I don't like this Oblivion Ring. I like Tamio target it instead.
Well, it's fine because he gets to go Oblivion Ring and Venser on the same turn, and then have the Venser to bounce the Oblivion Ring, and the Oblivion Ring just killed that and left that in play, and then...
Well, no, but like he's casting Tamio anyway. But like, Tamio is the card that I would rather not get mana leaked.
That's reasonable.
So like you Tamio, you target it, and then you just like save this O-Ring. Sweet.
Yeah, I guess it's just free.
Whoa! Why didn't Brendan just draw when he triggered his? Oh, right.
Yeah, he doesn't have a
Sphinx
Sphinx anymore. Yeah,
that's right. tunnel vision over here. Sorry.
It's okay. It happens. Sword of War and Peace coming down for Brendan. Not going to do much here. And Kurt now walking all of the planes. Let's see what else he manages to
He
find
can
here.
Venser his O-ring to O-ring the sword.
Yep. I mean, at this point, it's just kind of...
This looks like a runaway.
Yeah, this is... the multiple planeswalkers and Consecrated Sphinx in play is to the empty board.
Yeah, when I have an empty board and my opponent needs a second die for their planeswalker, I usually concede. Usually.
Hey, I mean, there's some times where you can deal with it.
I mean, Karn and Jace are the two where I refuse to scoop because Jace hits a second die within 2 turns and Karn hits a second die the first time.
Gideon. Right away.
He found his one of Consecrated Sphinx in the sideboard.
And this Consecrated Sphinx
So we are going
is getting
to
out of hand.
Kurt wisely puts an end to the hostilities before the Peeling War gets out of hand.
Hey, Kurt's been playing this match really well.
Yeah, I agree. I think that he could have sequenced a few things better. He could
there
have
again. I think he should have just that was questionable, but fine.
Could have just blinked his O-ring.
Yeah, and then
I mean, he wants to get in for 4 is the thing. And he wants to keep the sword on lockdown because Brendan can end step Spirit with that Moorland Haunt.
It's reasonable. Yeah, at this point, Kurt has outcarded Brennan by so much, and Brennan has drawn 4 extra cards with Sphinx, but it's just not even close to the card advantage that Kurt has accrued via just passive card advantage and
just
the fact that he's about to
in
ultimate.
his deck. Yeah, he's about to
So many
ultimate
things.
Tameo.
Yeah.
Never mind, he's not about to ultimate Tameo. What do you even target? There are 3 things and they're all beating you. I guess you get your one last hope back. The Great Blue Hope.
The Great Blue Hope, Consecrated Sphinx. Consecrated Sphinx, a card that a lot of people... is that banned in EDH yet?
No, it really should be, though.
Yeah,
And Consecrated Sphinx and Primeval Titan both seem like miserable cards to play against. Primeval Titan seems like it just creates the sub-game of EDH where it's the person who can copy or steal it or reanimate it or trigger it the most will probably win.
Well, Consecrated Sphinx does the same thing, right?
Yeah. You just
in for another
EDH is basically just peeling a bunch and ramping a bunch. So if you do that the most, you're probably going to win. And
Kurt
Primetime does ramping better than anything else, and Sphinx does drawing better than anything else. So
it's true. I just find it funny that people are thinking about banning these cards in EDH when Soul Ring is still legal.
Yeah, that's a sick, twisted joke.
Yep, it is.
I don't think people have read Soul Ring that carefully.
Yep, now, Bren's going to draw. Kurt will decline to draw.
Side of introduction to the stage, please. Side of introduction to the stage.
So they both have full grips, but Kurt has 2 planeswalkers and is going to go ultimate with Venser fairly soon.
Yeah, next turn.
Shuffle anything that can't win you the game.
And when
Brendan.
Venser, yeah. Oh, huh.
The rule about Ponder, shuffle anything that can't win you the game.
Yep, that is the rule about Ponder. Bit interesting.
Delver, Thought Scour, or something. Keeps it. Oh, shuffling it. Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't have what he needs. I'm really surprised Kurt didn't blink the O-ring on the sword to take away the Sphinx last turn.
I mean, I think it's fine. Like I said, Spirit at end of turn plus sword is not something that you want to have to worry about.
That's reasonable.
Like you're going to eventually want to O-ring their sword in a couple turns anyway, so you don't want them to be able to sneak a hit in somehow. You have another O-ring, it's not doing much. You may as well get it.
I wonder if Brennan could win if he just drew 10 cards right now.
No.
Probably not, right?
Because he's already drawn his 2 best cards. They are sideboard one-ofs. Consecrated Sphinx and O-ring both have exactly 1 slot in his deck.
Yeah. So now, Brennan casting Divine Offering. Kurt taps it to gain a life, then sacrifices it to Phyrexia's Core, so Brennan does not gain life from the Divine Offering.
Very,
and
very
Kurt
tight.
Just gain 2.
Yet again.
And a Geist comes down for Brennan. And he's dead on board as of right now.
Ghost Courtier Morlanont. Make a Spirit. And then it's just Tameo your Spirit, right?
Yep.
Or Restoration Angel comes in at end step and provides another attacker anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Brendan put up a
Kurt
really good
Carriveau.
fight for a mull to 5, but ultimately mulling to 5 is really rough when you're playing Delver.
yeah, I don't mind the mulls 5 on Delver as much as with a lot of other decks, but obviously mulling into 5 is just bad in